Sister Butler,
Yes.
first of all, I want to say thank you for agreeing to do this interview. Your participation is really greatly appreciated, and I'm hoping that it's as an enjoyable experience for you as it is going to be for me. I've known you for many years,
Yes.
and I've kind of known what you do, but today I hope to know what you do more intimately, and have an opportunity to really appreciate the kind of work that you've done over the years and give you a chance to share that knowledge and experience with the rest of us. Just before we get started, for our record, can you please just tell us your name, where you were born, and your age, please?
I was born in Jamaica.
And your age.
I was born in Jamaica, St. Catherine, and my village was Brownstown.
Yeah. And how old you are?
Oh, I'm 37. 80, 85.
Okay. That's good. That's good enough. Thank you. So, Sister Butler, for the purpose of everybody else that's listening, I'm going to explain why I call you Sister Butler, because I think it's something that's quite significant, and that's because I've known you through the church community
Yes.
for many years now, and that's how we refer to each other, because although we came here from many different islands and different places, different families, we always saw each other as sisters and brothers, and it's a mark of respect as well.
Yes.
And so, even in this situation, I'm still going to refer to you in that way. So, now we're going to get into the main part of the interview, and we're going to start off by talking about your personal background, your life story, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'd like if you can share with us a little bit about your background. Perhaps first telling us a bit more about where you grew up, the school you went to, and the education that you would have had before coming to England.
Well, I had elementary schooling, and
What school did you go to?
I went to Pointier Baptist School.
Okay. Yeah. And was that a big school?
Yeah, big school.
Yeah. And what about the education that you left school with? What do you remember about the learning that you did? What subjects you were taught?
Subject, well, as an elementary school, they go through everything, all the basics, like anywhere else. That was maths, English, history, a lot. And I just started was to do my exams, but actually I didn't finish it because my father was not very well, and so he couldn't afford to pay for school for me. So I went to do sewing instead. So from the age of about 17, I started to go to school, sewing school, which I enjoy myself very much with the other girls.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the sewing school. What do you remember about the school?
Well, the school, we had a lot of fun because we were all the same age group. Uh-huh. And yes, my father used to pay wages for this school, which wasn't easy for him, but he did try.
Yeah. And do you remember the kind of things that you were taught to make?
Oh gosh, I remember making skirts and top. I did one for my brother, and he spoiled a bit. But he did take it very serious. We just laugh about it and put a patch in it.
Okay, it's fine. You're fine. Just relax. We're just having a conversation.
And then after that, yes, I never stopped doing sewing.
Yeah, that's good. And did you use a pattern to make the clothes, or did you cut freehand?
We used to cut freehand.
Yeah.
That's why I spoiled my brothers.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. Yeah. And did you have to make for other people?
Yes.
Right. So they taught you how to work with like clients. Did they teach you how to work with clients? Did you make?
Yeah, my sisters.
Right.
Yeah, and brothers. I used to do a bit of sewing for them.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And coming out of this school environment now, did you sew for other people in the district as a, as a young
Not a
woman?
lot.
Right.
But I did used to. From the time you say you go in sewing school, everybody want you to do the sewing.
Yeah.
Your family.
Right. Okay. So, outside of that, did you do any other job in Jamaica before you came to England?
Yes. I spent a few months with with my sister, and then there was a lady. She used to work at the cane factory. She used to do the cook, and so I used to work with her.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. So, Sister Butler, when you came to England, first of all, do you remember how old you were?
21.
Okay. All right. And how did you travel when you came? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. I traveled by aeroplane.
Nice.
And you remember when they had the propeller?
Yes.
So we had to stop, I think it's in Bermuda, and to refill again.
Okay.
And it's just these days I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what a flight. And we were so happy. It was about 3 of us on this journey. And we had fun on the plane. Didn't even think it's propeller.
It felt safe.
Yeah, we did feel safe because I didn't understand.
Had you travelled on a plane before then?
No.
Okay.
Never. That's the first time.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the airline that you travelled with? It doesn't matter if you can't remember.
I should really, but I don't. There was one name, Chinese or Chinese, something that wouldn't ring up. No, can't remember.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you can't remember. So, you arrived in London. Where did you go from the airport, and how was that? Were you met by someone?
Yeah, it was They were expecting me because I went to a family house,
Yeah.
and they were expecting me the other day, and I came the day before.
Right.
But I knew exactly where I was going and things like that.
Okay. And so, no, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about your motivation, first of all. So, what made you decide to come to England?
Because I think I would get a decent job,
Yes.
and yeah, I came for the
Yeah.
job really.
And what job were you hoping to get?
Anything,
Just whatever.
whatever going.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So I had to go to the labor exchange
Right.
the other day,
Yes.
and they offer you lots of jobs. Some you wouldn't have,
Yes.
and some you would try.
Yes. So do you remember what the first job was that you did?
I used to work at Standard. What's the name of it now? Standard Telephone.
Okay.
That's my first job.
Yeah.
One of the well, it was the owner of the house.
Yeah.
He used to go under the water and across, and so he took me.
Yeah.
There were lots of jobs over there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Over.
The water.
Okay.
We had to go down and we walk under the water all around you, and then you go over the factories and the houses.
And where was this? Do you remember what part of London it was?
That's what I'm saying. We went to the it's where the 180 bus
Oh, do you mean
stop
in
there.
Greenwich?
Yes.
Oh, the
And
Isle of Dogs.
no, it wasn't. But it's something like that over
Where
there.
you go through the tunnel
Yes.
that takes you under the water to get to the other
Exactly.
side. Oh yes, I know where you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I grew up around that area as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about your first impressions when you first arrived in England. You got off the plane. And you're finally here. What's your first impression?
I couldn't believe it because I was looking really for somewhere bright and nice. It was all dark, and the houses, I couldn't get it, because back home, you have nice painted houses and they look beautiful. Yeah. So I was coming to see something even better than that, but I was a bit disappointed.
Right. Yeah.
They were dark, the houses, and which I understand is the smoke.
Right.
They used to use lots of what you call it?
From the coal fires. Yeah. And the
Yes.
smoke's coming out of the chimney.
Yeah, it was so different.
Yeah.
Mm.
So your first impression wasn't very good. What about the place where you stayed? Tell me a little bit about your first home in England.
That one was 3 ladies of us used to be living in the house.
Yeah.
And then we got on very well.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Yes, this was the time when the fellow brought me across the water and I got this job.
Yes.
That was £6 a week.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's as far as I went.
Yeah. And £6 a week, that was kind of fairly reasonable money for that time.
Yes.
All them years ago,
Yes.
I imagine.
Everybody was thinking, oh, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You got £6 a week. Anyway. What?
And you had to pay rent out of that.
Yes.
And
And shopping.
Yeah.
And when you spend £20, a whole big...
You got a lot of shopping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Going to move on a little bit. Well, first of all, are there any standout experiences from that time that was particularly exciting, or just that you thought something that really stayed with you?
Yeah, we used to go to pictures almost every week, or went to look for a relative like North London, because I have a brother living in North London.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And how did you travel?
By bus.
Okay.
You have to pay your fare.
Right. And so, coming to England, and this is a new place, how was it travelling from one end of London to the other? How did you feel?
I felt great.
Exciting, I guess.
Yeah. Because you're going out. Yeah.
Did you find it easy finding your way around London?
Yes.
Right.
Because I just asked questions.
Yeah.
And
So,
there you are.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've told me a little bit about your work experience. The job that you've just said, how long did you do that? Do you remember?
I can tell you, the ladies, I was working with another few ladies at work.
Yeah.
And they said to me after a while, you sit down, but they were out of order. You sit down, because the boss was coming around and they knew it. And they said, you sit down because you're a bit tired. And they sacked me.
Oh.
Yeah. That was awful.
Because you sat down and you shouldn't have been.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. So what happened after that?
I have to go and look another job.
Okay.
I don't even know what I started with. Anything
You
else?
don't remember?
Oh, my other job now.
Yeah.
Yes, I was working. I had to take the train, and Murphy Richards.
Okay.
We used to sort out the good from the bad.
Right.
Yeah, that's my other job. But I can't remember how much I used to get for that one, though.
Yeah. Okay. And do you remember where that was? Was
That was a Signum,
that okay?
somewhere around.
Yeah. So it's still in the local borough. Yeah. So, tell me about the sewing that you did in England. How did you get into that work?
I think I mentioned it to Labor Exchange,
Right.
and I think they kind of send you for different interviews,
Yes.
and so they probably sent me to that one.
Right.
Can't remember very well.
And would you have been when you did do that kind of work? Were you working at a factory or from home?
Well, I used to work at home when everybody else sleeping. I'm on the machine, and then they would bring me a big sack of work,
Yes.
and then I would finish them off as quick as I can, so I could get another one.
Yeah.
hmm
And what kind of garments did you make for them?
I used to sew for CNA. You remember CNA?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they're not around now, or maybe call another name. I don't know.
Yeah, I have seen them in other places.
Yeah,
But they're not in the borough anymore.
no. hmm
Yeah.
So I used to sew at home, and I used to sew at the factory sometimes.
Okay.
hmm
Yeah.
And
do you
that
remember
was
any of the types
Peckham.
of garments you did?
Sometimes two-piece suit
Right.
or trousers. I used to like the trousers to finish them quick.
Yeah.
When I say trouser, little jacket.
Yeah. Did you ever see anything that you made? Any of the styles that you made?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, at Lewisham, yeah.
right.
hmm
How did that feel?
Good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you mainly did this from home. Were there any opportunities for you to do more than that, or be promoted within the company, or trained to do something more, something different?
Mm. We used to do buttonholes and hemming and
Yeah,
finishing.
right.
hmm
Yeah. So I'm still talking about your sewing and designing, etc. So you worked for CNA, for example. Did you do any work like this for other people, like family or friends?
Yeah.
So tell me about this then.
I used to make coats for my friend's child and mine. Both of them were almost together.
Yes.
Jen and this other lady who you wouldn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I make 2 maxi coats
Right.
and, you know, uh-huh. So,
And what other garments? Did you ever do like dresses or?
yeah, I always do dresses. You to do dresses from home.
Right.
hmm
And what about occasion? Like where would they be wearing the garments that you made? Were they formal, for example, or was it casual clothing?
Can't remember.
Long time ago.
hmm Yeah, they used to carry lots of clothes
Yeah.
for you to make.
Right.
hmm
Okay.
My friends and family.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay. And so, were there other people in your area that did similar work to you?
hmm
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
And like if you connected with each other or shared your experiences?
Yes, we did.
Right.
Yeah, because the girl you're talking about,
Oh,
she used to help me. I don't remember if your mom used to. I can't remember.
yeah. Right.
Because we were living quite close.
Yes, yeah. And so you all were all making similar types of clothing for
hmm
and then you make stuff for your family
Yeah.
as an addition.
hmm
Right, so I'm still talking about sewing, making clothes
hmm
for the factories, for family,
hmm
etc. How, when you think about the sewing and the making that you did here, how does it compare to your experience in Jamaica?
You would be surprised, but I think Jamaica sewing was very good.
Okay.
But over here, you go faster, really,
Yes.
because I didn't have a electric machine home,
Right. Okay.
so
What kind of machine did you have home?
just a hand one.
The Singer one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
And you have to actually wind the wheel with your hands.
you
Was it
mean
one
the
of
thread?
those?
No,
Yeah.
no. I
Or was
used
a foot pedal one?
yeah, because we had the foot pedal
Right.
one, and you have the hand one.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the speed would not have been the same.
No.
Right.
Mhm.
But in terms of the garments that you made for people, how do you compare that to the kinds of things that you would have had to make here? Was there any comparison? Similar, different?
I think back home was better
Right.
because you have a lot of time
Mhm.
to do it.
Yeah.
Over here, you haven't got much time. You have to really rush it.
Okay.
Mm.
Because the more you do, you get paid.
Exactly.
More. Right. Okay. I understand that. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever make any like wedding dresses or anything
No.
formal?
Just funeral.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And even over here, my friend and I make funeral dresses. And
When
she,
you say funeral dresses, what do you mean?
big long gown.
For you, for people to wear, or
Yeah.
for the?
Yeah, for people to wear.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Mhm. Um. Right.
And I used to jack up with another church sister. She's from Barbados.
Yes.
Yeah, and we used to make wedding things.
Okay.
She was the head.
Right.
Yeah, but I would be just she and then you have to do handwork and pressing and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So the handwork you did, would it have been finishing, or would it have been sewing beads on, or what was the
Sewing,
handwork?
you'd have to sew them.
Right. Okay. Sew things onto the garment, or just.
Sometimes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you remember any particular wedding that stood out?
Yeah, we used to do lots of
You did
weddings.
lots?
Mm-hmm. She used to do it,
Right.
but I was her helper.
Right, I've got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit about your memories of Lewisham now, in particular as it relates to being able to buy things like materials and, stuff to sew with, machines and, all the things that you need as a designer, maker, tailor. What do you remember about the shops in Lewisham? Did you used to buy fabric from there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, because even those 2 coats I made,
Yes.
it was material. And
Do you remember any of the shops in Lewisham that you would have bought things from?
yes, I used to go to Oxford Street sometimes, get material.
Yes.
You have to do your curtains too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just clothes you did
No.
curtains as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember any of the shops in Lewisham?
Cheeseman.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
and there's a little one now. I forgot the name of it, but they're still selling cloth don't buy them now because I can't bother with the sewing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago do you think did you stop sewing?
About in the 80s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And why do you think you stopped sewing?
Because I was old. I am old. Age.
Oh, you mean in the 80s, 1980s, or your age, 80s?
No, not my age.
Oh, just wanted to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the 1980s. Okay.
Right.
You were not old then. You were older, but not old. No. Okay. So you got tired
You
of
still
it?
sewing, Jen?
Yeah.
I bet you are.
Yes.
Really?
Not nearly as much as I used to.
I know.
You get older and you get tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it.
Yes, yeah. So when you stopped sewing, what did you do? Did you do other work?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I did catering.
Oh, yes, of
Mm-hmm.
course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about the catering. What did you?
Well, I went to college to do that.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm. And got a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Started the second one, didn't finish.
Okay.
And I also went. I also went to college when I was quite old, I would say. But I loved my class. And we used to do the same type of work as what I used to do in elementary school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've got a certificate for the first year.
Right.
Uh-huh. And after that, I don't think I did do anything else.
Okay. Well, that's quite a lot anyway.
Mm.
And when you did the catering, did you work for a company or did you work for yourself? Just.
I did work for a company
Mm-hmm.
that was in Oxford Street,
Mm-hmm.
for a little while.
Okay.
And I did the school. I was the head cook in the school.
Okay.
That was, I think that's what I changed sewing to.
To cooking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what school you did you was head cook for?
That was near East Street,
Okay.
and it's, I can't remember the name.
You don't have to remember.
Yes, and then I started with, sometimes I forget the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy school cook very much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a nice, vibrant environment, really, isn't it? Yeah. And so that was like your main career at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
And I did that for some time, about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the women, they were very cantankerous.
At the school?
Yeah.
In what way?
They would, I was the only black girl, woman then.
Yes.
Yeah, and they all was, I don't think they all were English, but I think they were. And they always saying little words. I didn't even know it was concerning me till lately. So it didn't bother me. Yeah. Yeah, but we got on good for a little while.
Right.
But afterward, there seems not as I thought there was.
Okay.
But Yeah.
Did that affect your work in life?
Mm-mm.
You did your job.
That didn't affect my work in life. You know why? It was a troublesome head cook I had
Okay.
in this circumstance. So my letter I got to go to this school was, if you are not happy with it, just let us know,
Okay.
because she is a real trouble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that was it. She, we got on from, yes, yeah, and then I think that was it.
Okay, we're going to move on a bit from there then, and expand it a little bit and talk about how other things might have affected your life in England, and so I think one of the things that we're aware of was that your involvement with the church.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience within the church community and how that might have impacted on your life here in England and your work, if if at all, as well, and what kind of things you might have done?
It have a lot of, I think that's the best thing I've ever done,
Right.
you know. There might be a little flaw here or there,
Yeah.
but on a whole it really put me right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I love the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it did a lot for me.
Right. And you, can you tell us a little bit more about what it did do for you? Like, what was it like? There was obviously the actual going to church, but it was more than that. Like the community aspect of it. What kind of things would you have done?
Yeah, I love my Sunday school,
Right.
learning the Word
Mm-hmm.
of God, and that was my real interest.
Yeah.
And you have problems here or there, even if it's not you yourself, but in the church you find different type of people coming in, and you have to be strong to keep to the Word, because that's the only thing could help, the Word of God, and that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit of discouragement, but you have to learn to carry on, because you can't give up everything.
So, while you were part of the church community, did you ever utilize your skills within the church?
Yeah,
So tell us about that.
making sandwiches. Oh, they used to love the sandwiches.
Yeah.
We did that at school as well.
Right.
Yeah, but corned beef sandwiches, it's
Oh, yes.
always gone. And you do cheese and different type of sandwiches.
Right. Okay.
And by the time you look, you don't see any left. Yeah. And I used to like going out to people's houses
Right.
and talk about Christianity.
Yeah. Okay. And did you ever go on any outings as well?
All the time.
Oh, so tell us about some of those.
We went to Blackpool. We went to almost every one of these seaside around.
Right.
Because that's what we had to do.
Right.
Holiday breaks. Yeah. and I love that.
Okay.
Wake up early, gone
Yes.
to seaside.
Mhm. Yeah. And did you ever make clothes for your children for these outings? I'm back with the sewing
From
again.
home,
Right.
I remember making clothes for seaside as well.
Right. Yeah.
It was Palisados. When you have your friends going away,
Yes.
I could remember a pair of dresses I made for,
Right.
who did I make them for? Two friends.
Right.
Hmm.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit about the wider community now. So you've told us about the church community,
Mm-hmm.
which was quite special to you.
Mm-hmm.
What about the wider community? Is there anything that you'd like to tell us about that? And I'm thinking particularly in terms of, friends or work associates. Um, Anything at all? Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, we used to go away for weekends,
Yeah.
like different places.
Mhm.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Used to spend about Friday, Saturday, and come back late
Yeah.
Sunday evening.
Right.
That was one of my highlights.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about back to your choice to migrate to England, which is where we started.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at everything on a whole, thinking about the friends you made, the work you did, and generally how your life has been, how do you feel now about your choice to migrate to England?
I think it's a good thing
Mhm.
because when it comes to my children, if you look over there, you see so many different degrees and whatnot. I don't know if I would be able to afford that home.
Yes.
Mm. So in some circumstances, it's quite good.
Yeah.
But for me, well, the children would say, we have two little ones now. One is the last one.
Mhm.
I think she's there, over there. And sometimes we have it as a joke. And we said, where are all these things coming from? Nice things. They said, it's you. Make me feel blush because I don't know about that. Yeah. They always laugh at me. Say,
Yeah.
everything coming from me. Mm.
So you think that coming to England benefited them as well?
Not as well, mostly.
Mostly benefited them.
Mm.
Okay, yes.
Mm.
And is there anybody else in your family that have followed in your footsteps, either in designing and making clothes or catering or
Mm-hmm.
cooking?
Two.
Two?
Yes.
Tell us about who they are.
This one, I think she's 21,
Mm-hmm.
and she's taking cooking,
Mm-hmm.
nice curry, nice, what the rice name? It's not from our country, but it's yellow.
Oh, oh, you mean like, I don't remember. A yellow rice,
Yeah,
like a Thai,
yeah,
Chinese.
not Chinese.
I think I know what you mean.
I
Can't
bet you
remember
do.
what it's called.
Jollof.
Oh, from the Nigerian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it very much, but
quite
people
peppery.
seems to love it.
Yeah. It's quite peppery. Yeah.
Yes, it is peppery,
Yes.
and I hate pepper. Mm,
So I want to ask you,
yes,
when you think about home, where is home?
in Jamaica.
Okay, and it's still Jamaica,
Yes.
right? And have you been back there a lot since you've
Few
been
times,
there?
yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so when you go to Jamaica, do you know of anybody in Jamaica that designs and makes clothes? And yeah.
One of them came here and she died. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, died here. Okay.
Her husband wasn't very nice,
Okay.
like mine, and so she died. I think he's somewhere around.
Okay.
They live in the West End.
Okay. And do you know of any that are still in Jamaica that design and make out there?
They come here, you know.
Oh, so when they develop themselves, they come to England too. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them.
And why do you
travel.
think that is?
I think it's the more money.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. I've kind of come to the end now, but before I close, I just want to give you an opportunity to tell us, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? You know, either about your Jamaica or your journey to England or the work that you did, your experience. Is there anything that, you know, overall stands out that you'd like to share?
I don't think there's anything else.
That's okay. You've told us quite a lot. Sister Butler, thank you so much for doing it.
Finish.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. And we will share whatever we put together, we'll share it with you so that you'll have it for your life as well.
That's okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.